This is another one in our World War III watch segments. Iran vows retaliation on Israel after commander's death, raising fears of war spiraling. Monday's airstrike on the Syrian capital is reverberating across the Middle East, raising fears that the war between Israel and Hamas could flare into a wider conflict. On Tuesday, Iran vowed retaliation for the suspected Israeli attack on its embassy compound in Damascus that killed 2 of the country's top commanders. The attack also killed 5 military advisors in the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, Iran's immensely powerful military and political organization. Among those killed was Brigadier General Mohammad Reza Zahedi, a senior commander in the Quds Force, the IRGC's elite foreign espionage group. Zahedi was a key figure in coordinating the so-called Axis of Resistance, the anti-Israel, anti-West network of Iran-backed groups that operate with militants from across the Arab world. He is the most senior Iranian official to be killed since General Qasem Soleimani was targeted by an American airstrike in 2020. That was under your boy Trump there.
Yeah.
Israel has not commented on the attack, but it has previously acknowledged targeting Iranian forces in Syria, where they are deployed to support President Bashar al-Assad in an ongoing conflict against a patchwork of rebel groups.
ISIS-K.
Yeah. Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant appeared to obliquely reference the Damascus strike while speaking to a parliamentary committee Tuesday. We are currently, quote, "We are currently in a multi-front war. We see evidence of this every day, including over the last few days," Gallant said, according to a statement from his office. "We operate everywhere, every day, in order to prevent our enemies from gaining strength and in order to make it clear to anyone who threatens us all over the Middle East that the price for such action will be a big one." Iran's reaction has been purely rhetorical so far. Quote, "This cowardly crime will not go unanswered," President Ebrahim Raisi said in a statement, according to the country's state-run media. Israel, quote, "must know it will never achieve its goals." Iran reserves the right to take countermeasures against the attack and will make a decision as to how to punish the aggressor, its foreign ministry said in a statement. Hussein Akbari, the Iranian ambassador whose Damascus residence was destroyed in the attack, warned on X, "We will reciprocate when we want." The United States, Israel's biggest military funder and supplier, did not know about the strike in Syria and was not involved in any way, 2 U.S. officials told NBC News. 2 other U.S. officials said the administration was told about the operation while Israeli planes were in the air, but didn't know what the target was. Now, listen, I believe this.
I do too.
And what does this tell you?
They're pissed
Israel doesn't give a fuck
yeah.
what the United States thinks.
Yeah.
They are prepared to literally go forward with actions that could potentially incite World War III without even talking to their principal ally.
Of course.
Beyond that, we're not just their principal ally. We're Israel's sugar daddy. We go away.
It's not Yahweh.
Israel's gone. Israel's gone in 30 days.
It ain't the God of Moses helping you. It's us.
It's us.
But
exactly.
Do you think, Iran,
and they didn't feel any need to tell us that they were about to create an international
They
incident.
look at us the way we look at Canadians, and I won't have it. I won't have it, Russ. Okay, do you think that Iran, because this is what it seems like to me, and I hope that I'm right. He goes, we'll respond. We want to. Like, do you think that's because they're doing the thing of like, they well aware Israel wants to drag them into the war, so America has to come in and like just let Israel wear itself out, and we'll say, don't worry, we'll get you. We'll wait and get them later. Like, this is what I'm hoping, is that all these countries are aware of the plan.
The United States, no.
No, that Iran and them know what the bait is, and they don't want to take it. Because isn't that Sun Tzu, let your enemy when he's tripping?
Well, I would agree with that. Tactically, that Iran...
Israel's losing.
Or, I'm trying to train myself out of this, because in America we say Iran, but really, properly, it's Iran.
Oh, I say
should-
Persia.
Iran. You don't necessarily
Bring back
have
the Shah.
you don't necessarily have to roll the L. We don't have that in our life, but Iran at least. The Iran thing, that's very American. But yeah, no, I mean,
You say ham ass?
when you don't have this kind of power,
Yeah.
you have to be strategic.
Right.
The way that Israel is conducting itself, it's a way that you would only conduct yourself if you're confident that you have such overwhelming firepower that you don't have to think. You don't have to strategize.
Like us.
Exactly.
Like our amazing strategies.
Iran, they have to be much more calculating in what they do. That's why they haven't responded yet. Yet the international focus has been on the war in Gaza, where Israel is fighting to uproot the militant group Hamas. But Israel is arguably more concerned about Hezbollah, the militant group and political party in Lebanon. Both Hamas and Hezbollah are backed by Iran and form part of the axis of resistance, alongside the Houthis in Yemen and powerful militias in Iraq. Michael Stevens, a senior fellow at the Foreign Policy Research Institute, a Philadelphia-based think tank, said the attack on the Iranian embassy in Syria is a warning. My view is that yes, it is an escalation, but also a message from the Israelis that this can get bad real quick on a much wider front if war breaks out over the northern border, he said. Each side is trying to send each other messages while trying not to let the pot boil over. All the same, this will sting, said Stevens. I do think the
Iranians,
thank you, will have to respond. After a lifetime of saying it wrong, it's going to take a little practice. The question is how and against who.
Bibi wants it to boil over. That's his only chance.
Well, of course he does.
But what happens
of course
if
he
Trump's
does.
really about to win?
We have
do
two proxy countries we're supporting that are trying to ignite World War III.
Yeah.
What do the Ukrainians do as it becomes more and more clear they're losing? Do they commit a provocation so great that the Russian response draws us in?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have this with Israel. Israel doesn't give a fuck.
If they kill those aid workers, just how they did Israel, that means they're going, or just like the USS Liberty, which was trying to draw us into their thing. That's what I think the purpose of that was.
Right.
Was like, oh, look at the Arabs hit your boat. You better come do something. So if Biden's losing that bad, and the actual like puppet masters behind him see that, maybe they'll be amenable to starting World War III, even though we don't really have the forces, because that's still, I don't know why they think this, but somehow they think that makes you more loyal to the guy. It worked for Putin for a different reason. It's not going to work for Biden.
No, it won't work for Biden. This is just really like, at this point, it is almost death cults type of behavior.
It's insane
because there's no digging yourself out of it. There's no actual reversal. This is what makes me think that the protest actions here are as important as they are, because we have to do everything we can to signal that this is not acceptable to the population. It's just not acceptable to the population. We will shut shit down if this goes on, because inside the political space, in terms of, this campaign cycle coming up, there's no real solution in there. But unless the United States and Israel, and on the Ukraine front, you could say the West more broadly, certainly NATO, unless they get the message that they have to simply stand down and live with the world the day after they control everything, then they are going to get all of us killed. Like, that is not an exaggeration, I don't think. That's why Jose Vega screams at people, because I think that's true. Like, this is suicidal and psychotic behavior.
Hitler at the end
on multiple fronts now.
It's like Hitler at the end. Well, they don't deserve to
exactly.
live if I die.
Well, yes.
Well, that's what
100%, 100%. And just because we couch our actions in this defense of our way of life doesn't mean we will behave any less psychotically when we are under this kind of threat. Because
we've proven it over and over.
Because the global order is under extreme threat right now, and they're losing. They will lose. There is no turning it around. It is all what's up in the air now is how crazy are these fucking people? How crazy will they go before accepting that the world has moved on from them?
Pretty crazy.
They'll go real far.
Pretty crazy.
It'll be real bad.
I'm of the opinion, and hey, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, me too.
I'm of the opinion World War III has already started. These are the
Yes.
opening moves of World War III.
Trump's winning too
Yes.
much. How are they going to allow that? They'd rather kill us all than that.
I mean, I will admit I'm getting tired of winning. That was one campaign promise he fulfilled, at least to me. At least to me.
Hey, there's still tickets available in Stockholm, Oslo, Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, Cortland, New York, Oakmont, Pennsylvania, El Paso, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, Edmonton, Alberta, Vancouver, British Columbia, Denver, Ashland, Virginia, and Athens, Georgia. See you there.